Hi, I have another channeled message for the collective. Use your parents as an example of how time does not heal all wounds. It's what you do with that time that actually heals the wounds. Because some of your parents have been carrying their inner child wounds and trauma and anger and sadness and resentment their entire life, which is why they projected that anger and resentment and sadness and repression onto you. And so if you are not speaking up about how you feel, and not to your parents, just speaking out and validating yourself, and you're still waiting on your parents who are still waiting on their parents to validate them, you are perpetuating the cycle. Your anger, your sadness, the resentment, all of those feelings are valid, but if we don't actually express it and work through it and make peace with it, then we are also projecting those feelings and suppressing ourselves as well. And that's why some of you feel like you can't show up in your most authentic, bright light expression. And it's because, yes, the duality of the darkness and the light that lives in all of us will always exist. But when we are choosing to walk in that darkness over and over again, it gets exhausting. That's why so many of you guys have hit the wall and you feel like, I just can't do this. You're exploding. The rage is coming out. The tears are just coming out. And it's because we're doing the same thing that we were taught in childhood to do by our parents. So in order for us to change this pattern and disrupt this pattern, we have to change and disrupt it, which means we have to go against every fiber in our being that is telling us to not talk about that abuse, to just sweep it under the rug, to just stay angry because you're not getting an apology and your parents can't hold themselves accountable. It's time for you to look in the mirror and say, where have you hurt people? Where have you projected? And where do you need to hold yourself accountable? Okay, because if we're expecting and we're wanting our parents to be able to say sorry and to be able to, hold themselves accountable for the things that they did and the ways that they couldn't show up and the abuse and all these different things, we have to look in the mirror and know that we've also hurt other people, that we also are running a program and it's not who we are to our core. And the reason why we avoid talking about the things that we've done is because the immense shame that comes up once we realize that we've been the abuser, even if it's unintentional. We've been the manipulator, even if it's unintentional. We've been the gaslighter, even if it's unintentional. Just like it was unintentional for a lot of our parents. But where does it end? Where does it stop? Who is going to be the bigger person to say enough is enough? I'm tired of being angry. I'm tired of being resentful. It's time for us to really look in the mirror and hold ourselves accountable the same way that we are holding other people accountable. I know that the reason that you're feeling this way, the reason that you have these traits, the reason why you behave this way is because you've been a product of your environment, but it's no longer your environment anymore. And you're no longer that disempowered little child. And it's no longer mom and dad's fault because it happened in the past. And what are we going to do to secure our future so that we don't continue to feel this way? It's time for us to put the armor down and say enough is enough. I'm actually sad. I'm hurting. I don't want to be angry anymore. And so I'm going to choose to make peace and forgive this within myself. It has nothing to do with anybody. You don't even need to have a conversation with anyone outside of yourself. It's you versus you. That's all I got. Bye.